Hi, this is Vicki Rumhane with Cheerful Greetings, and today I have a Christmas journal I'm working on, and I'd like to share what I've done, and hopefully it will be finished today. The entire album is made out of cardstock, and the cardstock was cut to probably 12 by 8, and then the 12 was folded in half. The pages inside are just a little shy of that measurement. I wanted them to not peek out over my cover when I have it folded. So that's why I cut it down just a little bit on both sides. So let's see what we have. I have some pieces in here that I plan to put in. I have a decorative paper that's at the inside of my cardstock, and it's the boat. It goes all the way across. It's the very same piece of paper. So I thought with the Christmas ornaments hanging down here and over here, it was very appropriate. Now let's see what else we're going to put in the album. I have a little tag as such, and I usually distress most of my stuff, but this time I decided not to, that I didn't want to distress it. What I'm going to do here is put my little tag in with a glue stick. This is the best glue stick I have ever found. It is by Scotch Create. And we'll let this peek in over this side here. So that's our first entry into our album. And it says, no peeking. This is an insert that you just lay inside. It is a writing pad. And only thing I did was put a piece of cardstock over it, bend it over so it would not show. And it is so that you can put it inside your album if you want to, but I wanted it so you could pull it out. So the only thing I did here, now what I might do when I'm through is put a piece of book page on the back so that this doesn't show, but even then I don't think that's bad. And as I said, it's a nice writing album, and it came to me from St. Jude, so I kept it and I'm using it in here. Okay, now's my Christmas tree. This is a hodgepodge Christmas tree, as you can see. I used scrap paper. Most of these were already leftover pieces the same size. I cut me some more to go on top, and if you look at it closely, you will see that it's more than one layer. Almost all of it is double layer, and in a couple of spots, I triple lay it to give it a third dimension. And then I just cut me a pot to put in it. And my shiny star is on the top. It's not sticking way up because my tree is too tall, I guess, or since it's a wonky tree, I'll have the star in the right place. The next thing I'm going to do here, I tore me a piece of cardstock. Most of this is straight cut, very little torn in it. Now, here's my pocket. Now that's kind of plain on such a fancy piece of paper, so I'm going to put my little Santa Claus on it. He's kind of an antique Santa Claus, going by in line with the paper. Now, if you will notice, very few of these papers are Christmas papers. Here there's a few Christmas papers, but the main pages are not Christmas pages. And what I have done is made them look Christmassy. Now on my little Santa Claus, I've only glued the bottom half of him like this. Now, the reason being is because I want to be able to take a piece of, let's find it straight, take a piece of cardstock and put behind him. And if he's glued all the way down, you won't be able to. Okay, that's my next page. And let's flip the page over. As I say, all of these are cardstock. And I have kind of a plain page here. So what I'm gonna do is put me some trees on it. And it's a matter of doing my green trees on green and green trees with a speckled background. And I kind of want to give the impression of snow, so I think I'm going to put it on the speckled background. And your eye, for some reason, always goes, at least mine does, always goes to the right first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these down in 3 dimensions. Okay, I have my dimensional tape here that I'm going to use in my trees so that it will look more like a forest rather than a row of trees. Let's see here. I'm going to put a couple of them down. I've got one here that's a half tree. I want to put him down. And I'm going to put him flat. And you want to know why I've got a half tree, I bet. So I'll show you. And I cut it on purpose as a half tree. I'm going to put it here. Let's see, we'll do it closer to the edge. And this is double-sided cardstock, and I couldn't decide. I really like this blue cardstock, but I decided I better go with the green for the trees. And I'm gonna put this one right on top of that half. Got a couple deer here that I want to wander, just like this. That way I don't have that bulk. And let's see. I'll put this one down next. Now, my cover on my album is not finished yet. We're going to do that the very last thing today. And we'll put this tree over here. There we go. And then I'm going to take, let's see, these are brand new rows of double-sided tape. I've got to get the tape off the edge. Okay. We're going to just put a strip down my little one. And I probably should have cut different shades of green, but I wanted to use up that piece of cardstock and kind of have all the trees the same. So that's why I did that. And this one I'm going to kind of put here. That way he has some dimension. And I have a deer here. Let's see, there, over here. I think we'll just put the baby deer here. Since I have the majority of the trees over there, I'm going to put the deer over here. And that just kind of makes a nice border. And I don't need all the mother and the father. We'll just have the baby there. And I need to get a little more glue on his legs, or he's not going to stand up. And I'm going to put just a little bit of tape on him too. Yeah. And hopefully between the glue and the dimensional, he won't be lost. Okay, so that's my border on this tree. Now you can write up here, you can put stuff up here, and I didn't fix any of these to be a pocket. I just left it as a banner, a border. Okay, we'll turn the page, and here's some more deer. And here is a tag I made that has the deer popping out of the tag. And this is on a video that I did last year. I can't remember what it's called. I think it was busting out all over tag or something of that nature. But this is what I did last year. And I'm going to put him in here, but I think I want to put a ribbon on him. So let me see. I believe I saw a piece of ribbon on my desk a minute ago. I have a piece of cording. But I'd rather have a piece of ribbon. And I'm just going to tie a single knot in it for now. Because I will probably replace it, and I can replace it after I glue him in. But he goes here. And let's see what I can put behind him. I don't really have anything to put behind him, so I'm going to let him stay like that for right now as a loose tag. As I say, I hope to finish this today, but let me see. Yeah, we'll do that. I've got this little piece of Noel here. Block. And I think he'll fit in it, so we'll just do it. This time I'm only gluing two sides. Now I sewed around this next page that I'm going to show you. Okay, this will go in here like this. As I said, I sewed around it, and it kind of messed up here, but since it's a handmade album, I don't guess it matters. Well, it matters, but whoever receives it probably won't even notice that it has some missed stitches. Okay, I have two deer here, and I'm going to put this one here. And the background here kind of makes it look like trees or leaves or brush. So we'll put the 3 of them on here. And it's so I can put a belly band across it. I could put a pocket up at the top. I could put a saying at the top. It really doesn't matter because I have a lot of room up there, and I'm just putting the deer down here like this. A little guy there. And then the doe. Let's snip her up a little bit. And then the buck. I want to make sure I get glue on the legs. So we'll put him right here. Okay, now we have those 2 finished. Let's go to this one. This was cut a little shy of 12 and left at 12, and then I folded it up to match the other pages. And I sewed the outsides. What I probably might have done is come on up and sewed the middle. Instead, I left it solid. I just have the outside glued and sewed. Okay. Now I have 2 things here. And since your eye usually goes to the right, I'm going to do it first. And I'm going to do the outside with some glue. The bottom with some glue. I'm going to turn it over and do it this way. And then up the smallest edge again. So I have 3 of the sides glued. And that's going to make me a pocket. On top of a pocket, as these are pockets. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Glue it down the edge. Glue the bottom and the other edge. I will put this on like this, hopefully fairly even to the other one. And yes, one side is longer than the other, but Merry Christmas spells out longer than Happy Holidays. I don't usually use that, but since I needed something on both pockets, that's what I have. Okay, now let's see what we have here. These are some tags I have made in the past. This one is just an old-fashioned Christmas with, and as I say, I usually distress them, but I decided this time not to distress. Let me see, I've got something else in here. Oh, there we go. And this is a tag somebody made for me. So I'm going to put it in here. Do not open until December 25th. So I'm going to put it over here so this way so the berry sticks out. This is one I made. I'll be doing another tutorial doing this technique with something else on top of it. in the next couple of weeks. This will go in here. I like using the river better than I do the cording. Okay, so now we gotta make sure my pocket's gonna stick there. I think I need to put some more. There we go. May have to come back and put some hard glue on it. Okay, now we go to the reason for the season, and that's the religious side of Christmas. And here's a cutout of the little town of Bethlehem. And so I'm just gonna put some glue on here. This is just solely to decorate the page. In other words, I'm not going to have a pocket or anything. Again, if I want to do something, I can put a belly band or something above it, or another scratch pad or whatever. And this, I think I'm going to put on this side. And this time, since everything is a silhouette, I'm going to let my star be a silhouette, and that'll be up here. Okay, traveling along in our journal. I'm going to let this one be plain. I don't know of anything right now I want to put on it. Here we go. Here's another die cut of Little Town of Bethlehem. And these were made by different companies and everything. They're similar, but they're different. And this one has Mary and Joseph coming into town. So we're going to do that like this. I'll put them over here. I could have had this as a belly band, but the piece itself is so fragile, I didn't think that would work, especially with the palm trees. Okay, now we go over here to this one. I have made out of cardstock. I've made 2 strips across here, which are like little belly bands. And they hold a couple of tags. This one is a little guy on a sled, or on skis. Excuse me, on skis, and he has a dangle there of a mitten on each of the pieces. And we just he was catching there on that, because I have him a 3D under him. So we'll just lift that up like this, and he can go in there. And you can have pieces sticking out if you want to. And then here's a tag I made of Mary, the mother of Jesus. Now, this one is an entirely different. This is the nativity itself. And I couldn't decide where I wanted to put it. So I think I'm going to put it here because it's much smaller. This, I want to explain what it is. It opens up like this. Now, I had a piece of cardstock. I made this so easily. It was funny. I just had a piece of cardstock, that wide and that long. And I folded it. And when I was folding it, I didn't really pay attention what I was doing. Let me see, I think that's the one. Yeah. I really wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. And I didn't fold it exactly in half. I had a piece left over this wide. So I looked at it and I said, no, I don't want to refold this. It'll make it a mess. So I left it like it was, and I had this extra wide piece. So I folded it down, and I decided to sew it. I had to hold it up like this and sew it. And I probably should have sewed all the way across. And since I didn't, I'm going to put the word Noel up here, and I think it will just about cover my fantastic sewing. Well, it'll have a little bit on each side. So we're going to put the Noel here, and go from there. For some reason, my glue stick is sticking to everything but the cardstock. I'm going to have it kind of close to the top. Okay, there's my Noel. And this folds down. You can pull it up and write on it. Or do whatever you want to with it. Hold it down. This comes across. Okay, now we have this piece. Now you will see why I didn't put anything on this side. Once that was done, I thought, that was a good way of making it. So let me get this out first. So what I did was do the same thing. I cut one piece out that was this big, folded it over, but left a space. And then what I'm going to do is take this here and glue it on, and this is going to fold over on top of this, hopefully. So let's see what happens. First, we got to bend it. I did not do that because I'm going to show you how I did it. Bend it over just like this. Does it easily because there's only one layer. I'll do that again. It was like this, and I bend down on the thick part. Now, the main thing I've got to watch is how I put it on there. I want Joy to read the right direction, and I want the deer to read the right direction. So I glue them together. I glued from here, here, and here. I did not glue the top. So let's put this on, and I think I'm going to use some of my regular glue. Give me just a second and let me get it. Here we go. Because once I get this on, I don't want it to fall off, and I have to try to figure out how to put it back. Okay, let's see what's on the other page. Nothing. Okay, I'm going to glue down the edge here. Hope you can see. I know some of my videos, I work too close to myself. It's because I have trouble seeing when you get it. Oh, your eyesight changes. And if you couldn't see it well to begin with, you see even worse when you're old. Okay. Now, I'm going to put this down just like this. And I have it not quite as long as the page is tall. I'm going to mash it down, and I'm going to push this way. Make sure it's in good. I'm going to come around here and mash that down. The words are right side up. I'm going to take me a couple clips here so I don't have to sit here and hold it. So we open this one up, and that one comes up. That's how that works. I'm going to let that sit here a minute, and I'll talk about a piece. Now, I left the top open, so I have to have something to go in there. And you don't want to put anything small. And it just happened I had some pictures of nutcrackers. And so I decided to put them back to back. I also have another exact sample. So when I can put a 2 in here and have one facing one way and one facing the other. But for right now, I just have the 1. So we're going to let him sit inside. See if I can get him in there without messing up my clips. That should be glued by now. Yeah. Please excuse my dog. Well, he's not my dog. He's my daughter's dog. We live with the youngest daughter, and they just had to have a dog. And so who takes him out? My husband. Who lets him in? My husband. Who feeds him? My husband. We've got a surrogate dog. So anybody want a surrogate dog? I'll be glad to give you one, because he barks every time I get on the video. Let me put this back together, or I won't be able to get any more glue out. Supposed to be able to mash it down in there. Okay, we turned it upside down like it's supposed to be. Now, here's this page. Goes up, goes out, goes back, this goes in. Okay, and we turn the page. Now, here's another page that really doesn't have anything on it yet. So what I'm going to do is put me a Santa Claus on it. I guess I could put another pocket, but I think I'll just put him on here, and if I decide to put a pocket, I can put it on the outside or up at the top. Might do it up here. I think if it's up here, it draws attention to that, and I don't really want it to. I might put a pocket up at the top later. I'll have to think about it. But this album will be basically finished when I get all this glued in. And I got a Santa Claus here that was kind of green to go on the weird paper. Now notice again, my papers are not, well, this is Christmas, but my papers are not Christmassy. That's not Christmassy, but I'm making them Christmassy by adding stuff to them. And here we go here. Now let's see what else we've got. We got my Santa Claus glued on. Last page, back cover. Okay, I did a strip here. This is my little candy cane strip. I was going to put something else larger, but I didn't want to distract from that because that's just like the front, and I wanted you to see that. And here's another one of my tags I made, and here's one. I would probably prefer these distressed, but since nothing in the book is distressed, I'm not going to do it. And here's another Santa Claus. I'm just going to keep him aside, and if later I decide to put him somewhere, I can, or I'll save him for another book, because I think I'm going to make another one, and it will have more pages like this, because I enjoy doing that. I've just got to figure out how I want to do the back side on me. Okay, and then this is the back cover. Now, let's look at the front. I didn't want to do the front because what I'm going to put on it would probably get messed up by the time I got through gluing all my other stuff. And this is a very simple thing. Here's a tag I had made. And I thought, gee, that would be perfect for the front. And I think it is. It's got the holly, except my holly is glittery. And it's got some snow. And the thing, little calendar. The only other thing I thought I might do is maybe put a little deer in the corner. that's what I think I might do. So first let me get, and I don't think I'm going to put the deer on, completely on the tag. I'm just going to have him separately. Got me just a piece of dimensional. Okay, we'll just put that down there. Well, let's stick it to my dough. Okay, now to keep this taut, I may have to put some hot glue on it, but I think for now it'll be fine. Now the back of it I covered with book page, and most of my tags are covered with book pages. But this gives it a little glitz and kind of goes with the theme of the holly up there in the paper. When I get paper like this where there's a design in the corner, I kind of get thrown out of socket and can't decide how to use it. Now I'm going to go back after this is all glued and the glue has set up, and put just a drop of hot glue right there. Now, where's my little deer? And this will blend the tag into my, let's see, I better put a little glue up here. Just touch it so it doesn't stick out. I'll take my top off of my dimensional. There we go. It's kind of like him. Let's see. Kind of like him walking off the page. And it blends it in. Kind of makes the tag part of the front cover. And I've got all these goodies sticking out. I don't have any sticking out this way, but I didn't make any pockets or anything that have this side open. So this side is closed. And far as holding it together, you can take a cording, like, let me see if I got enough. I don't think this is enough. You don't, no. You can take something like this, if you have enough of it, and put around it. Or you can do like I'll probably do, and that's leave it open. I'll probably make some tags next time, either or some other kind of embellishment. I hope you did enjoy this tutorial, and if you will, please subscribe. Have a great crafting day. Bye.